Stoltenberg of NATO says arms admission, our warehouses are emptied, ammunition stocks have dried up. NATO Secretary General urges to replenish weapon stocks as soon as possible by building a stronger military industry. NATO's arsenal has been depleted due to the support provided to Ukraine, and we urgently, he says, need to replenish our ammunition stocks, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said during the German Industry Day conference. He said we need a stronger military industry, representatives of which have gathered here today. Our stocks of weapons and ammunition are zero and must be replenished not only in Germany but also in many NATO countries, he said. And according to Stoltenberg, last week he discussed this matter with the heads of the defense ministries of the countries participating in the NATO alliance. And as he added, it's necessary to increase production and remove the existing obstacles for it. The Secretary General of NATO emphasized that the ministers agreed on the need to take such measures. In particular, they support the significant increase in the targets for critical munitions, the increase in production to achieve interchangeability of the main types of missiles, and Stoltenberg added that the leaders of the countries of the pact at the summit in Vilnius also plan to agree to increase defense investments to at least a minimum level of 2% of GDP. A day earlier, the NATO Secretary General spoke out against freezing the Ukrainian conflict as well as ending it on Russia's terms, and according to him, the alliance will continue to support the Kiev regime. Russia sent a warning to NATO countries last spring over its military aid to Ukraine. Moscow has repeatedly noted that any shipment containing weapons for Kiev will become a legitimate target for Russian military. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov of Russia also said the United States and the alliance are directly involved in the conflict, not only by supplying weapons, but also by training personnel in the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, and other countries. It's noted that in addition to the above, after the meeting of NATO defense ministers on June 15-16, Stoltenberg said that a multi-year program of expanded arms supplies to Ukraine will be approved, which will be fully implemented even in the event of an end to the conflict. And according to him, NATO sets the task of bringing the militarization of Ukraine to such a level that it will be impossible for Russia to have a conflict with it. No to Ukraine's rapid accession to NATO. Previously from Berlin, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, together with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, presented at noon on Monday the main navigation lines, Monday being today, of course, ahead of the crucial NATO meeting in Vilnius, Lithuania, July 11 and 12. And there, a new support package for Ukraine is expected to be approved with the establishment of the NATO-Ukraine Council that will consider security issues of common interest. Of course, at the press conference, Jens Stoltenberg, together with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, presented at noon today, made clear that he had already talked about in an interview with Sunday Welt that Vilnius is not expected to send an official invitation to join the Ukraine to NATO, putting an end to the scenario of quick integration of Ukraine into NATO, something that Kiev is pushing for. As he pointed out from Berlin, what will be discussed at the July summit is how to bring Ukraine closer to NATO. The allies, as the NATO Secretary General emphasized, agree that NATO's doors are open and that what is important is, at this stage, is to ensure the independence and territorial sovereignty of Ukraine. And when the time comes for Ukraine to join NATO, is something that NATO and Ukraine will decide regardless of what Moscow wants. As he stated in his interview with Welt, the German magazine, the question is not a hasty peace, and by no means a peace at the behest of Russia. Certainly not for NATO to become a belligerent party, he said. This is from Banking News. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.